And right now, security measures ramping up at the immigration facility along Interstate 35 near Mockingbird Lane in Dallas after a gunman opens fire from a rooftop, shooting 3 detainees and killing one of them yesterday before turning the gun on himself. Investigators calling it a targeted attack. Now, here's what we're working on for you this midday, working to learn the exact motive of that shooting and if the shooter was working alone. Now, we have gotten reports from officials that bullet casings found at the site had the words anti-ICE scrawled on them. We're also working to learn the names of the detainees that were shot and if there was any indication or prior security threat leading up to the shooting. We also just received new video into our newsroom of the suspect's car being towed away from that facility earlier this morning. Now, again, that immigration facility is back open today, and we want to give you a picture of what the last 24 hours looked like. You can see dozens of law enforcement vehicles sprawled across Interstate 35 and the service road. Our Chris Ottegi is live near the scene with the latest, and it has been a very active past 24 hours plus. Chris, what have you most recently learned?
Well, Mark, right now there are still Homeland Security vehicles blocking the entrance to the ICE facility. However, we have seen people coming and going, possibly family members of those still being held here, trying to get information, whatever information they can from the agents. But just within the last couple hours, FBI Director Kash Patel posted about what was found in those searches at 2 homes connected to the shooter, 29-year-old Joshua John. Here is that post from Kash Patel. He said in this tweet that they've been working 24/7 to seize devices, exploit data, and process writings obtained on location. Among those things found, they say the perp downloaded a document titled Dallas County Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management containing a list of DHS facilities. He conducted multiple searches of ballistics and the Charlie Kirk shot video between September 23rd and 24th. Between August 19th and August 24th, he searched apps that tracked the presence of ICE agents. One of the handwritten notes recovered read, "Hopefully this will give ICE agents real terror to think, is there a sniper with AP rounds on that roof?" Further accumulated evidence to this point indicates a high degree of pre-attack planning. That is all from the FBI Director, Kash Patel. Now, our crews were there when agents searched a home in Fairview and another in Durant, Oklahoma. We could see them taking evidence from the home. According to that information from Patel, the evidence suggests he carefully planned the attack. However, the only people killed or hurt were ICE detainees, no law enforcement. Now, I spoke to a person close to the investigation who said the migrant who was killed has been identified. However, they are not releasing that name until their family can be notified. Of course, we are still working to learn more of what we can about the shooter and the victims. Mark, back to you.
All right, Chris, I know it's been a very busy past 24 hours. Thank you for the update this morning. Now, since that shooting, we have learned the suspect's family is linked to a home here in North Texas in Fairview. You can see it on the map there. Another one a little bit further north in Durant, Oklahoma. Our Natalie Haddad traveled there this morning and joins us with details on that suspect.
Following the shooting, law enforcement executed searches at 2 locations, one in Fairview in Collin County and the other here in Durant, Oklahoma, where we are this morning. That property just down this private property driveway over my shoulder. Both locations are connected to 29-year-old Joshua John, the shooter in this attack. And now we are a full 24 hours since then, and law enforcement is still trying to piece together his motive and his past. Here's what we have so far. ICE officials say John opened fire, quote, indiscriminately at the building, including at a transport van in the Sally Port. He shot 3 detainees, killing 1 and critically injuring 2 others. John was later found dead on a rooftop from what ICE tells us is a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Now, back home at WFAA, we've been able to confirm John attended the University of Texas at Dallas over 10 years ago, and at times Collin County College. ABC News spoke with 2 childhood friends of John who described him as, quote, the least political out of all the people I knew in high school. They said John was a gamer with a social media profile picture of a meme featuring a Soviet flag. But of this, they added, it's not a political thing, it's just being on the computer too much. Now, officials have described John's actions as an act of targeted violence, but at Wednesday's press conference, I asked the FBI special agent in charge who specifically the shooter was targeting. He did not answer my questions. As far as the two locations that law enforcement searched yesterday in Fairview and here in Durant, Oklahoma, we know that evidence was taken from the homes, but it is unclear what exactly that evidence is. In Durant, Oklahoma, I'm Natalie Haddad. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Natalie, thank you for the update this morning. And we know that this investigation has quite a ways to go. We're just at the beginning. Of course, we're staying on top of it every step of the way, and you can get updates around the clock on our streaming app, WFAA Plus, free to download to your smart TV.